Hi everyone, I know it's been a while since you last saw me. Unfortunately, with starting uni back up, fibro affairs and life in general, I haven't had the usual hours to do a video. With that said, let's get back into this. When we last spoke, we were talking about my first husband and that abusive relationship. Having just found out how sick I was after various tests that were really intrusive and took months, and I mean months, I think it went into years really. I really needed someone to rely on to take care of me, and unfortunately, this just didn't happen. My husband decided he would rather spend time going out, getting drunk, and just generally causing a nuisance and relying on me to get him help to be picked up by his parents. What I haven't mentioned is that the person he was going out with was my ex, so it meant I saw a lot of him and he was still abusing me whilst I was in the relationship with my first husband. And this meant between bouts of sickness, infection, medication, and everything that accompanied this, I was having to clean the house, which I admit didn't get done very often due to the filthiness of everyone in the home, who clearly had no respect for themselves or where they lived. I also think they were forced to grow up quickly, as neither of the parents provided for them emotionally or physically. This meant my husband also relied on me for money. I got sickness benefits which my husband and his family believed should be spent on them, not allowing me to save money for my future or teaching me the value of money, as this is something that had never been taught and I still struggle with today. Everyone was obsessed with material possessions, whether this was takeaways, sweets, clothes, or other trivial things. This reflected my childhood home, as material possessions were the only way in which my mother displayed any sort of love. I suspect more for the benefit of everyone else to keep her true self hidden by showing the world all the material possessions we had, which must have meant we were cared for and even loved, right? So this led me to be further trapped by the family and my husband. Even when I suffered severe pain from a car accident, the money was put towards a wedding. Now, I'm not even sure if this was my thought or pushed by particularly his mother. I have always said I married him to protect myself, as I was constantly getting abusive messages from my mother through social media and text messages. This was despite me changing my number repeatedly and reporting to the police repeatedly. I got threatened with being arrested for harassment because I wanted to spend time with my grandfather. Again, where was my supposedly adult support to help me get through this and to tell me what the police was doing to me was wrong? It didn't come in the form of my in laws. It didn't come in the form of the support workers at the supported living home I went into, as I wasn't making enough money for the family, and it didn't come from my counsellor. So again, I was alone dealing with an adult situation I was not equipped to deal with. I was so scared about turning 18, thinking my mother could come and get me and take me back, which I knew would end in my death. I had no doubt that going back there was a death sentence. My mother had become increasingly unhinged, going so far as to run a rival dance club off the road, yet still no one believed me. So operating at the age of a child, as that's all I knew how to behave, I decided with a lot of coercion from my mother-in-law to marry my husband. So again, no money for the future, further control, and further retreating into the childhood mentality. After all, what else could I do? Every aspect of my life was being fully controlled by doctors, in-laws, my husband, the police, counsellors, and supported living staff. This was really the start of my spiral and deepening of my self-loathing. Being able to retreat into my childlike mind, I could make stupid decisions with no consequences. I could be malnourished and then overeat. No one cared. I could not drink, not realising this would further damage my already failing kidney. I could spend what money I did have on film rentals, sweets, takeaways, games, and anything that had no value, but I believed was buying my supposed family's love. Can you see just can you see how this prolonged what I had experienced in my childhood, and that this was the way the world is, right? I could cling to a mother-in-law who was toxic, abusive, and narcissistic because if she was like my mother, then everyone else was the same, right? I didn't even get to choose my college course. Anyone who knows me knows I'm not superficial and I do not care about hair and makeup, hence the look of these videos. Yet because my mother-in-law wanted to do a hair course, what was I made to do? I'm a level 3 qualified hairstylist. I don't enjoy it, it was never a career path I wanted, and due to my deteriorating health, even if I wanted to, I couldn't even work in a salon. I was forced to let her experiment on me, destroying my hair on multiple occasions. But I also had to do her hair and her friends for free. I'm sure she got money for it, but I didn't. I had to put up with her mood swings because I was better than her. She tried copying my test answers, as she couldn't do it herself, and even threw a pair of scissors at me when she couldn't get a particular style right. Next time I will go into my surgery and a further fading to everyone involved leading up to my next abusive relationship. As always, be the voice, be the change.